Hello YouTube. Today I'll be showing you a Sinkholes guide. Now first and foremost, Iron Man cannot participate. The official world for Sinkholes is World 134. You can raid the Sinkholes twice a day, and it spawns at the 30th minute of the hour, and then despawns at the 45th minute of the hour. The spawn locations vary, so see the Wikia for the information. The fastest way to get there would be the Profundus Dungeoneering portal, which is northwest of the Lodestone. Alternatively, you can use the Talzar teleport, which is southwest of Daemonheim. You are only limited to 3 teleports a day, so you gotta make use of that. Although you can actually complete both sinkholes in one day easily. So once you enter a sinkhole, you have to bank everything. There are bank chests nearby, so then right click hoardstalker and then hit ready. Then you'll be put in a queue to select a team of 5 players. Now in the first couple minutes of entry, it'll take you a long time to form a team. The problem is, it floods the game engine, and so this is why I enter the sinkhole 5 minutes after it spawns, because that way it's faster team formation. So now that you've made the teams, Gorajo will teleport you inside the dungeon. It's basically similar to regular dungeoneering. Now there's combat gear that's bindable you can choose from, mage, melee, or range. They're tier 60 at most. There's also food, but it's not really needed unless you're a low level like my alt I'm using. So just like dungeoneering, you also open the doors and then explore the rooms and kill the monsters. So basically you gather as many items required as objectives, then turn them in at the deposit box. So the 3 objectives are, you collect exploratory totems, kill monsters, or gather resource nodes, and they all earn points. So to get exploratory totems, you just collect them by opening doors, and then to get combat totems, you kill monsters. And then the skilling resources, you just gather the skilling resource nodes in each room. Now if you happen to lobby or disconnect, you'll be immediately kicked out of the dungeon. Any rewards will be forfeited in the process. Now if you logged out inside the rewards room, it'll actually count as if you raided the sinkhole. However, if you lobbied before you reached the rewards room, it won't count as if you raided the sinkhole already. There's also a timer on how long you're allowed in the dungeon. Now if the timer runs out before all of the objectives are complete, then everyone gets less XP for each lamp. The XP is scaled based on the number of objectives complete. So if you completed only 1 objective, you'll get 1/3 of XP, or if you completed 2, then you'll get 2/3, and then 3, you'll get the full XP. So once all the objectives are complete, you'll be teleported to the rewards room. So yeah, here's the point system. For every item you turn in, there's a points value. Combat totems are worth 30 points, exploratory totems are worth 20 points, and skilling resources are worth 10 points. Items deposited after the objective is complete will not reward points, and the ranks will be given based on the amount of points. The first place rank will get an extra card. So let's get to the rewards room, and this final part is pretty much the most dramatic part of Sinkholes. So now starting with the reward chests, it will be given to each player. So the first place starts with a huge lamp, while the others get random rewards. For some reason it seems like the second place gets dungeoneering tokens pretty often. So it starts off like this. The 5th place player plays his or her card, and then it rotates until the first place player has gone. So finally you can secure your rewards, and the cards are removed in the process. Okay, so let's talk about cards. For every monster you kill or resource you gather, there's a chance to drop cards. Exploring rooms may also spawn cards sometimes. Now there are 5 cards max per player per game. You can start with 1 card every sinkhole using the wild card ability, which costs 20k dungeoneering tokens. I would say it's honestly worth it if you're doing sinkholes a lot. So there are 11 different cards in this game with unique effects. So this is why sinkholes is really dramatic. People can swap terrible rewards for a good reward. And so this is why people complain a lot every time. Now a lot of you don't know this, but for some reason there's actually a rarity of cards. They're not all dropped evenly. The Leech, Mantis, and Locust are the most common cards, then followed by the Clones, Yaks, and Titans, which are slightly uncommon. The Smoke Devils and Bunyips and Phoenixes are also more uncommon than that, and finally the Meerkats and the Ibis are actually pretty rare. So now that I've talked about the basics, let's get into the strategy. The best strategy would be to rush each room fast. You want to kill the monsters as fast as possible, and you want to use multi-target abilities such as Chain. And one common mistake I see people doing is just depleting an entire room of resources before moving on to the next one. Now it's very slow because resources take a lot longer to gather, even at high levels, and they're also spawned in the corners of the room, so you gotta keep running a lot. Okay, so at the start of each room, you want to find the path to start rushing. The southern path is the best, since everyone thinks the north is the best. Now try not to steal other people's paths or go the same path as others, because it causes confusion for yourself, and it's also worse if you're slower than the other guy. Okay, so it may take a while to trace each path, but once you recognize the path, it can be really easy. So to sum it up, just open the doors, kill the monsters, then deposit the totems until you reach a dead end. Then after that, clear any unopened doors, and then do the skilling to finish it off, then deposit more often. Combat level usually doesn't matter, but high level mobs may spawn. Now I'm actually testing this on my level 45 combat alt, and I can survive most monsters. Although I didn't show it in this video, I actually did lobby it early on due to strong monsters spawning. So there are 3 types of sinkhole maps, and I'll leave a link to the description if anyone wants to check it out. Okay, so the next thing I'll get into is card optimization. Now the first thing you want to do is destroy any duplicate cards, because it's a waste of space. Like I said before, the wildcard ability is actually worth unlocking. And then based on certain situations, you want to destroy certain cards. So I'll list a couple situations. You want to destroy the trading leech if you have a clone, because why bother stealing someone's lamp when you can clone them back? So another situation is, if you have a Meerkats card and your number 1 rank, I would suggest you destroy your consistent yak. Now the reason being is, the Meerkats you grant an additional medium lamp, while normally the yak would have given you just the medium lamp and nothing else. And if you're first place, the Locust and Mantis have the same effect. For some reason I've tested it, and it seems like Mantis actually steals the last place player if you're in first place. Now Titan is useless for first place, because nobody can steal your lamp after you've taken your turn. And then finally avoid Smoke Devils and Bunyips, because the RNG is pretty bad sometimes. Now there's a reward room strategy, and you don't have to follow it, but sharing is caring. I honestly all the time try to manipulate the outcome in a friendly way. So at first, I would announce whether I have a clone or not when I'm at first place, so that way I can share it with the second place. Cause you know that second place actually gets tokens pretty often, so then let them mantis it and then you can clone it back. Now if you have a Meerkats but no clone, then you want to allow a second place player to get your reward, if they have any size lamp. Did you know that even a small plus medium lamp actually gives more XP than a huge lamp? So just try not to be greedy and just share, maybe. If you're not first place, then still call it a clone or not just to help inform others. I would generally only steal from the last place player, because they generally stand there and do nothing. Okay, so I'm just going to do a little TED talk about the sinkhole drama over selfishness. So first and foremost, you don't have to follow these hidden rules, but they're there because it's just respect, you know? A lot of times I see people stealing rewards by using a leech on a very good reward, and then people start to complain and curse at others. I'm aware that it's a minigame, and it's designed in such a way that nobody's guaranteed to get a good reward. However, if there's a way to share with rewards with others, then try to do it. Seriously, how would you like it if others did the same to you? It's basically a win-win situation. Now if you guys think I'm complaining, because I'm very bad at sinkholes, I'm telling you, almost 70% of the time, in around 180 mil worth of Dungeoneering XP on my main account, I at least get a huge lamp or a higher reward. And even on this alt account, I can beat high level players at this. So whenever I have the opportunity to clone back my reward that someone mantises me, then I'll do it. But it really comes down on whether you want to feel like sharing with others or not. I've ultimately no control in what cards you play, and I'm not going to force you to do this. Really though, I would just constructively advise you to share your rewards. So why am I pressing on this issue so much? Well, as soon as I post this guide, people are just going to exploit this strategy. So I thought why not be a better time to just raise awareness on this, you know? Even one person can make a difference. For example, would it be fair if someone beats you by one skilling resource, which is worth 10 points, and then they steal your large lamp by giving you a small lamp? You probably wouldn't think it's fair, right? So just don't do it then. So in conclusion, I know I talked a lot about the controversy in sinkholes, but it happens a lot. I don't intend to complain about it, but I'm just raising awareness basically. So how does this compare to regular dungeoneering? Well, it's actually faster XP than regular dungeoneering if you're an average dungeoneer. If you're really good at normal dungeoneering, then it might be faster to do normal dungeoneering. I'm not sure how fast dungeoneering really is, because it really depends on how fast you clear the floors. Now the problem with sinkholes is there's no pet chance, however. So it should take around 12 minutes to complete 2 sinkholes every day. At level 99, assuming you get a medium lamp, it's equivalent to 420k XP per hour for dungeoneering. At level 120, it gets bumped to 900k XP per hour dungeoneering. So yeah, a medium lamp is on par, if not better than regular dungeoneering if you're an average dungeoneer. Now for huge lamps, at level 99, you'd average 650k XP per hour dungeoneering. At level 120, you'd average a whopping 1.5 mil XP per hour dungeoneering, assuming you get a huge lamp. So at any level, it's pretty much well worth doing. So yeah, thanks for watching and I hope it helps. If I missed anything, feel free to ask.